Hello world, my name is Savannah. Um, I don't know if you can tell, but maybe on this streak you can. My hair is changing color. It's becoming kind of like a pink, and it's very like baby pink, not like magenta or bright pink. And I don't know, it just kind of took me for surprise. It's very late, so I might be a bit quieter than usual. But yeah, it's changing color in a lot of places actually. I don't know if you can see it. I really wish you could. I'm starting to blend in with the walls. That'd be so funny. Yeah, like really that streak. You can just kind of tell. And it's happening on both sides. There are a few. There's one right there. If I can kind of point it out. That's pink, and it's really weird. I don't know if that's going to be continuing, but it's kind of cool. So I figured I would talk a bit more about how, because I'm sure this is going to be a question that you guys might have, is how the facility how the facility has why it has kids and how that's legal. um so most of us were adopted. Our parents didn't want us or couldn't have us or died. And so we were adopted very young. I was adopted when I was a baby, like most of the kids here. But some of us were adopted as like toddlers, maybe really young children. And some of the that's all I really know. It's mainly just babies, and the reason why it's legal, sorry, hang on, is because it's a very consensual place. You know, when you have treatments, the doctors will always make sure you know what's gonna happen, and you know if they're gonna use any like needles or scalpels or something. And yeah, they'll just always make sure whenever you're getting like a treatment for something or you're getting a new kind of testing, they will always tell you what's going to happen and they'll kind of walk you through it if you're scared. So it's very consensual. They always make sure that you're not scared before they do it. And yeah, I don't like because obviously I have a middle name and that's always kind of confused me because some of the kids here don't have middle names, but I do. Some of the kids do, some of the kids don't. And I don't understand why, if I was adopted as a baby, why my mother would bother to give me a middle name. My middle name is Lilac, if you couldn't tell by the fact that my username is Savannah Lilac. I don't have a last name because I was adopted by the state, I guess. But I do have the middle name Lilac, and it's a weird middle name too. My guess is that it's my mother's favorite flower, but again, I don't know why you would name your baby if you're just gonna, after your favorite flower, no less, if you're just gonna um sell them. I don't want to say sell, that sounds like really, really bad. Put them up for adoption and have them get adopted by the state. So, um, yeah, Lilac. It's a weird middle name. There are kids here with weirder names. I mean, there are kids here because if your parents don't name you when you're adopted, they just kind of pull out the baby name book, and what they do is they go in alphabetical order, and they'll like cross it off like once they've given a kid a name. So even though, for example, they didn't name me, they crossed off the name Savannah in the baby naming notebook because they don't really want us notebook book. They don't really want us to have the same name because that's kind of confusing if you're like on the intercom and you're like, can can guard whoever please bring Savannah or Samantha or Taylor or whoever to the bring them to this place or that place. Samantha and Taylor, why those names? Whatever. um and on top of that, I figured, you know, I mainly just started this because I was like, wow, my hair is changing color. But what else is there to talk about? I still want to kind of talk about school more. I kind of want to do a, go to school with me video. I was going to do a get ready with me actually today, but then I woke up and I was like, what? And then I had to go do testing literally all day because if your hair changes color, they kind of have to do tests. It's not a bad thing. They're just like, ooh, I wonder how this happened. Maybe this could be like, for example, if you're researching, not studying, if they were researching a new way to dye hair and keep it, like maybe permanently dye hair. If one of your kids suddenly has their hair turn a different color, they're like, wow, this might be the breakthrough we need for this new kind of hair dye. Because, like, stuff like that. They might have been originally researching something to get you to stop sneezing, but they got a new hair dye. So that's kind of how things go here. Um, some of the testing is just a little. I mean, my eyes used to change color. They stopped doing that though, so I don't know if the hair color is gonna go away. I hope it doesn't. Pink night, but pink might not be my favorite color, but it's still really, really pretty. My favorite colors are green and yellow. I can just talk about my favorites. That's an easy thing. Okay, so those are my favorite colors. There's green and yellow because I feel like they're very bright and happy and kind of sunny. And yeah, my favorite thing about the outside, obviously since I can't go out, a lot of people always assume it's going to be like, oh, I like clouds or oh, I like stars. But actually, I really like ocean, like the ocean life and reefs and stuff. I think it's so pretty and like the fact that it can go down so deep. I used to during movie nights, when we had those, I would request that we watch things like even if it was like a horror movie, I'd be like, "Hey, can we watch Deep Blue Sea?" Just cuz it's so interesting, And personally I do think that sharks are pretty amazing creatures. Like, wow. But I guess if I had to pick a favorite animal, um, I'm gonna offend people if I don't say the because some my friend can she's my friend um she can turn into a cat. It's really cool. She can, yeah. So that's how she actually sneaks into my room sometimes, and that's how we hang out. Don't tell anyone. But there's like a crawl space in the closet. There's like a little crawl space box, and it just kind of goes through the walls, and it can jeez, it connects with all the other rooms. I haven't personally gotten into it. It looks like I might be able to crawl through it, but I don't know. She's like when she comes in, obviously she turns back into a human, and she's told me that it's like it gets kind of tighter around certain areas, or it, you know, and I'm not very good with confined spaces. I'm not at all good with confined spaces. I'm sorry if my voice is like really weird and getting gravelly. I don't know what's all about that. My mouth still kind of hurts, but I think it's getting better. Uh oh, I can show you my new medicine cuz yeah, is it messy? It's kind of messy. I'm going to show you anyway. It's kind of messy up here. But in my box full of like makeup and stuff, this is actually a picture. I got it off the internet, but I colored it in, and I'm really proud of it. Yeah. But in here is my new medicine. So this is one of the creams and stuff that I have to put on, and then I also have these pills, which I'm supposed to take 2 times a day. So yeah, I actually have bunk beds. They're called prednisone pills, and I take 2 a day. And yeah, it's getting kind of empty. There's only like 5 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, like about 6. There better be 6, or else I'm gonna have to only take 1 a day. So the bunk beds. The reason I have bunk beds actually is, let me just move. Woo. I got all this stuff on my bed. I told you I'm very disorganized. But the reason for the bunk beds is actually there used to be roommates. So I used to have a roommate. It was a girl. And, the boy before me, I think his name was like Hunter or something. Hunter or Hayden or whatever. my God, who's awake? It's like it's exactly 10 p.m.